So yesterday was an interesting day during the Senate Judiciary Committee's questioning of Lawrence Van Dyke, who Donald Trump has nominated to a lifetime appointment on a federal bench. During his answers, Mr. Van Dyke grew just a little bit emotional, probably more emotional than you'd like to see in a federal judge, to be honest with you. And it's because he had been criticized by the American Bar Association. And that criticism that they offered for Mr. Van Dyke was enough to make him burst into tears during his testimony. Here it is.
The letter also says that you would not commit to being fair to litigants before you, notably members of the LGBTQ community. Can you speak to that? Did you say that you wouldn't be fair to members of the LGBT community?
Senator, that was the part of the letter. I did not say that. I apologize.
It's all right.
I'm sorry. No, I did not say that. I do not believe that. It is a fundamental belief of mine that all people are created in the image of God, and they should all be treated with dignity and respect. Senator.
I guess that's a good break from, when we had Brett Kavanaugh shouting and screaming about how much he liked beers. So I guess it is better to see a dude just crying because he swears he doesn't hate certain sections of the U.S. population. But for those who are wondering, this is what the American Bar Association had to say about Mr. Larry Van Dyke. They said, and this was a letter sent Tuesday evening to the Honorable Lindsey Graham, chairman of the Committee of the Judiciary on the United States Senate. Mr. Van Dyke's accomplishments are offset by the assessments of interviewees that Mr. Van Dyke is arrogant, lazy, an ideologue, and lacking in knowledge of the day-to-day practice, including procedural rules. There was a theme that the nominee lacks humility, has an entitlement temperament, does not have an open mind, and does not always have a commitment to being candid and truthful. Some interviewees raised concerns about whether Mr. Van Dyke would be fair to persons who are gay, lesbian, or otherwise part of the LGBTQ community. Mr. Van Dyke would not say affirmatively that he would be fair to any litigant before him, notably members of the LGBTQ community. So the ABA did 60 interviews with people who know Larry Van Dyke. And this is the assessment they came up with. He's arrogant, he's lazy, he doesn't know how the law works. Oh, and by the way, he won't admit that he'll be fair to people, especially if they're part of the LGBTQ community. And when confronted with that information during his questioning, he sobbed like a child. Maybe he sobbed because he didn't know this letter was sent. Maybe he was sobbing to find out what his buddies actually think of him. Or maybe he was sobbing because for the first time in his life, he had to answer for his own words and actions. Powerful men like this, we see it all the time. They act like jerks their entire life. As the ABA said, he's got a sense of entitlement, right? These powerful, wealthy white guys have this sense of entitlement. They don't ever get held accountable for anything because they feel they're entitled to whatever it is they want. And for once in his life, Larry Van Dyke got confronted with that. And it made him cry. Thanks for watching, everybody. And don't forget, if you like what you see here, like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. And now you can also become a member of Ring of Fire and get exclusive early access to certain Ring of Fire videos all throughout the week. Just click on the little join button right below the video.